The Dalai Lama, whose birth name is Tenzin Gyatso, is one of the most influential spiritual leaders of our time. Born in 1935 in a small village in Tibet, he was recognized as the reincarnation of the 13th Dalai Lama at the age of 2. From that moment on, he was destined to be a leader of his people. As a young boy, the Dalai Lama was trained in Buddhist philosophy and Tibetan culture. He received a rigorous education in both religious and secular subjects, and was exposed to a wide range of perspectives and ideas. Despite his youth, he showed great promise as a leader and thinker, and was soon recognized as a rising star in the world of Tibetan politics. However, the Dalai Lama's ascent to power was not without challenges. In 1950, when he was just 15 years old, the Chinese People's Liberation Army invaded Tibet, seeking to expand their control over the region. The Dalai Lama, who was then serving as the temporal leader of Tibet, was faced with the daunting task of protecting his people from Chinese aggression. Despite his youth and inexperience, the Dalai Lama rose to the challenge. He worked tirelessly to negotiate with the Chinese authorities and to protect the interests of the Tibetan people. He also continued his religious studies, seeking guidance from his spiritual mentors on how to navigate the difficult political situation in Tibet. However, despite his best efforts, the situation in Tibet continued to deteriorate. In 1959, after a failed uprising against the Chinese occupation, the Dalai Lama was forced to flee to India, where he established a government in exile and continued to advocate for the rights of Tibetans. Although the Dalai Lama was now living in exile, his influence and leadership continued to grow. He traveled the world, meeting with world leaders and promoting his message of peace and understanding. He also became a vocal advocate for human rights, speaking out against discrimination and violence, and working to promote greater freedom and democracy around the world. Throughout his life, the Dalai Lama has been a strong advocate for nonviolence and peaceful resolution of conflicts. He has worked tirelessly to promote interfaith dialogue and understanding, and has been a leading voice for compassion, kindness, and altruism. His teachings have inspired millions of people around the world to live a life of love and compassion, and to work for the betterment of all humanity.